Hey everyone. Oh, welcome to the Aquarius full moon. Welcome to this space. We are going to read for the sign of, we'll read for the sign of Aries. Aries. We're sitting down having a conversation with my ancestors, with my guardians and protectors, and getting whatever information they've gathered from the gods, the cosmos, regarding those of you born under the constellation of Aries. So this is for Aries, sun, moon, and rising placements. Please check your moon and or rising placements for deeper resonance. We have Mars in Libra. I believe Mars is still in Libra. We have Saturn retrograde. We still have Mercury retrograde, but it goes direct within the next couple of days. And then we have Chiron in retrograde. And then we have Pluto in retrograde, I believe in Aquarius. So there's a lot going on, Aries. So we're going to go ahead and see what you're thinking about, what you're feeling, and any advice that I can give you from my ancestors regarding what you know, your tribe of Aries, or your, what your sign is going through. Take what resonates, leave what does not. I am reading for both sidereal and Western astrological charts. Ancestors, guardians, and protectors, thank you so much. What messages have you guys gained or received that you would like to give to those born under the sign of Aries, the constellation of Aries, in their sun, moon, and or rising signs for this Aquarius full moon for Aries? I'm really getting this energy of everybody so far, Aries. It's and I'm getting this for you too, like intuitively, like just in my spirit, is to really slow down. Some of you guys may be looking for some type of result. You're looking for some type of answer or outcome that you probably won't get until the right time. Now, I believe in free will, so you can do whatever it is that you feel you need to do, or whatever you want to do. You have the freedom to do as you will. However, every decision has a consequence or has some type of karmic result, right? Good or bad. So I'm really getting this sense of just patience, not jumping to conclusions, at least not too quickly. Just make sure you come to the conclusion slowly. Like I said, you got the card of speed. Very interesting. Acceleration, measurement. So there is the need to think, to understand where you're going, to take a breather at this time. Some of you guys, maybe you do need to kind of pick up the pace with something, but before you do so, contemplate, ponder, take inventory, then, take off, right? Wherever you're taking off to, towards or away from. Whenever you're moving towards something, you're also leaving something behind. Strategy. Yeah. So like I was saying, thank you, ancestors. You need to have a plan. You need to brainstorm. You need to map everything out before getting to the conclusion, before moving forward. You want answers. You want results. However, this is not the time to force answers. This is not the time to jump to an end result before planning things out, because you could be dealing with something, Aries, where if you pounced too soon, or if you make any sudden movements, whatever it is that you're trying to catch will just run away and be too fast for you to grab. And then you have to start over. Or maybe you won't get that chance to start over. It might just end up being a missed opportunity. So there is something that, if you're not careful, will make its exit very quickly in your life. Could be a person. I feel like this can be a person, or this can just be some type of opportunity. You have measurement at the bottom of the deck again. Once again, you need to measure, you need to take inventory, you need to calculate, you need to analyze, you need to observe before taking action. Your planetary ruler, Mars, is in Libra. So when it comes to your communication, when it comes to how you connect with others, when it comes to social events, when it comes to the way things look to you, Mars can have you feeling a bit jumpy. Can have you feeling a little bit jumpy. Okay? Can have you missing certain opportunities or missing certain details if you're not paying attention. There could be something where if you take your eye off of it even for a moment, you miss it. You have to know what you're doing before you drive. You have to know how to ride a horse before you get on a horse's back and control. You have to know what ticks a horse off. You have to understand the horse that you're riding. Same thing with a car. You have to know how to drive a car before you operate it, right? But not even that, you also have to be licensed. There's documentation. There are things that you have to make sure you have considered and have accounted for before you take off, before you hit the gas. And you can't just assume that whoever you're trying to catch, or whatever you're trying to catch in your grasp, whether it's you're trying to catch someone in a lie, or whether you're trying to pursue someone, or if you're trying to get somebody to understand your point of view, whatever it is that you're trying to gain, whatever it is that you're trying to do here, Aries, under this Aquarius full moon this month, you can't just assume that they understand your point of view either. Because they probably are thinking something completely different. You know, I don't know, I'm just getting that you can't just, it's almost like defensive driving. You can't assume that everyone around you are paying attention. You can't assume that the person that you're dealing with is paying attention to the things that you're paying attention to. So if you're jumping to conclusions, or if you're upset about something, or if you're trying to push something forward with a group of people, or with a person, or on a team, you guys have to make sure that you guys are planning things out. Have board meetings, or if this is professional, check in with your loved one, check in with your significant other. There's something very instinctual. You have the moon, okay? It's Pisces. There's something very instinctual about this full moon. This full moon in Aquarius, Aries, is really going to tap into your instincts. You know, there's probably some things that if you just sit still for a second, your instincts will kind of kick in, or your intuition will kick in, and it's like, oh, I get it. I didn't get it before, but now I get it. There's something more to understand. There's something more to discover here. There is more to be unearthed within whatever situation or circumstance you're dealing with. There is more. We are all being forced during this summer season, all the way up until Virgo season. We are all being forced to just press pause, and it is so uncomfortable, especially for a lot of the fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I do see Leo here. I do see Sagittarius here. I see Virgo here. There's Pisces, because this can be a time, even if you have Virgo in your chart, Leo, Sagittarius, or Pisces, this can be a difficult time, because it's like I see what I want. I know what I want. Like you know, a lot of us have gotten to that point leading up until this full moon where it's like, I know what I want now. I know what's going on now. And now we're thinking, okay, now I need the answers. Now I need, you know, my flowers, or I need confirmation, or blah, blah, blah. This is not the time for confirmation from the outside. This is time for us to confirm within ourselves that we are where we need to be. And if we're not where we want to be, what is the plan to get there, right? I think that's the overall theme here. We have the Fool. I realized that I forgot a deck. So you see here, Aries, like there's a couple times you probably didn't notice where, you know, I mean, obviously you guys probably didn't notice at all because it's off camera, but there were a couple times I grabbed a deck of cards to shuffle, and my brain was like, that's not the deck of cards. Like you're going out of order, right? You guys wouldn't have known that if I didn't say anything, but my brain clocked it. My brain clocked it. So it's almost like that type of energy of like, okay, what am I doing? Like, why did I do that? Why did I react to that? Or, you know, why did I pick this up? Why did I... Just really looking at yourself. And yeah, there's mistakes that have been made along the way, for sure. There's mistakes. There's been missed opportunities. There have been windows that have been opened that you missed. There was a window of opportunity that you missed. There's Sagittarius. So we have Pisces, Sagittarius twice, Leo, Virgo, and we have Aquarius with the Fool, because Aquarius, the Fool, is ruled by Uranus. Bottom of the deck we have vibration, positive action. And then the bottom of that we have the card that says, what should I do and who may I hurt? Aries, you may not realize that there is more damage that your words or your actions, how much damage it can cause than you realize, because you're ruled by Mars. Mars is, you know, connected to the god of war. When it comes to war, there are people, there are casualties that some of them are actually just innocent bystanders or just innocent people, but they got caught in the crossfires. You may not realize, Aries, that you may have, there may be a situation where you didn't really realize how much damage was done, or you didn't really realize how deep your words cut somebody. Or maybe you did it out of spite, or you said something or did something in the past, or yeah, sometime in the past, recent past or distant past, what have you, where you know, I'm just getting, you just got to be careful. This is a time to really be careful. Don't expect anything at this time. Don't expect answers. Don't expect things to line up. Don't expect things to align at this time under this Aquarius. They may align within you, right? When it comes to what you know and what you understand, and the growth that you need to, you know, go through. Yeah. But I'm talking about, you know, you may have, you just may not understand how deep these emotions go for someone, or how deep someone else's emotions have been cut by you, or maybe you don't realize how deep your emotions have been affected by someone else's actions. But I do get the sense that as you move forward, there are those of you, you want things to move forward in a positive manner. Like you do, you mean well. You want there to be balance. You want certain patterns of behavior within your connections to other people to, like, if it's really obsessive, or if it's a pattern of behavior that just continues, and it's like, why is this person still doing that? Like, why, we talked about this. Why are we still dealing with this? Well, you could be dealing with somebody who just has like a certain impulse. They can't help it, or they have a certain obsession with something, or they just really can't help themselves, and they have a lot of learning to do. But the thing is that if you want positive movement forward, when it's time to move, when it's time to pick up speed, and you want to, you know, ride off into the sunset or into the moonlight or over the rainbow, whatever, you actually have to embrace that positive outcome, or embrace that positive possibility. But if you're kind of sitting around like, I really want things to get better, I want things to go well, have faith that it will be better, but you also have to give grace where grace is due. You need to give grace where grace is needed. Yeah, some of you guys may be dealing with some karmic situations, a karmic partner. Some of you guys could be, because we have Pisces again here. Some of you guys could be dealing with some karma based on your actions, okay? There are some shadows here that you are still kind of haunting you in a way. They're kind of plaguing you. Like there's this negative, there's like this sadness or melancholy, or just this pessimism that I'm feeling from some of you. And there's the need to be flexible, because we have mutable. So those of you, if you have fixed energy in your chart, maybe you're an Aquarius, a Leo, a Scorpio, or a Taurus somewhere in your chart, in your sun, moon, or rising signs, you know, that can make it more difficult for you to understand someone else's point of view, because especially if someone has disappointed you time and time again. Okay? Now, if this is you, Aries, maybe you're the one that has disappointed someone time and time again, and you really just want to make things right, and you're just like, I know I messed up, but you know, I'm ready to move forward. I'm trying my best, blah, blah, blah. Don't try to go to that person and try to force them to understand your point of view. You have to just kind of pull your energy back and allow them to make up their mind. You have to allow them to kind of watch you, right? Some of you guys may feel that you're at someone else's mercy and that you're the victim in the situation. Don't move like that. If there's someone that you feel you're just like, you know, I can't do anything right, or, you know, it's like you guys are constantly butting heads, or you guys just don't see eye to eye. Don't try to, you know, don't try to force this person to love you more or accept you or to be impressed with you or anything. Like, that's besides the point. Like, that's not your goal here. The goal is not to try to impress. The goal is to grow. The goal is to be more emotionally independent, right? And you need to focus, because we have a waxing crescent moon. This is a time, you know, before we hit the next full moon. And it says strategy here too. So that is a time where you need to make sure that you have conceptualized and brainstormed and mapped out everything for these next 30 days about how you're going to move forward for you. Again, there is an energy of reconciliation. There is an energy here of two different energies coming together and, you know, uniting and creating harmony. That's in the books for you, because it shows that you want this, or this other person wants this with you. And I'm sure you do too. I'm sure you do too. But some of you guys, you may feel like it's a little bit too risky. Maybe you just feel like your emotions are too much of a risk to hurt your heart again, or to get hurt, or to trust this person, right? There's a lot of love here though, whatever this is. And then you have Psyche. So this is just showing me that on a heart and a soul level, there's a lot of love here. There's a lot of acceptance, but on the surface, it's like, rah, you know? It's like, it's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know if this is good for me. I don't know if this is gonna backfire, right? There's a lot of maybe resentment, maybe there's some sorrow there, there's some embarrassment. But I get the sense that you or someone else, that you're dealing with, they want to make things right. It could be a family member, it could be a friendship, it could be a business partnership that's become a friendship, I don't know, or was it, you know, started as a friendship and became a business partnership, or this is, let's go ahead and clarify these. This can also be a romantic partnership. Yeah, so this is the need to really dig deep, Aries, into your emotional body. This full moon in Aquarius is going to force you. You have the Page of Cups. So this is the need to really learn something new about yourself, to really learn about your emotions. How do you carry your emotions? Where do you carry them in your body? Do you carry them in your stomach? Do you carry them in your face? Do you carry them in, you know, in your head area, right? Do you carry, you know, there's a lot of ways that your emotions, your anger or sadness or resentment can be carried within your body. There is the need to really connect. Some of you guys are dealing with a Pisces big time, or you have Pisces in your chart. Some of you guys, maybe this is your baby, because the Page of Cups is also like child, like children. So some of you guys, this is your child who is a Pisces. Boy or girl, doesn't matter, male or female. But then we have the Ace of Swords. So there are answers that are needed. There are answers that you want. There are answers that will be given. However, you don't need to go forcing the answers. That's counterproductive when it comes to this Aquarius full moon, Aries. It's counterproductive. This is going to be a bit frustrating for some of you if you really are antsy and you're just like, no, like I want my answers now. I deserve this. I deserve that. Or I really want to be with this person, or I really want to work things out. Like, you know, if you're just kind of running around like your head is on fire and you're just freaking out and you're, you know, like internally, this is going to be difficult for you. But if you open yourself and ground yourself and you're just like, okay, I know I'm freaking out about this. I know there's a lot of uncertainty. I know that I'm scared how, you know, about the results. But let me just sit with this. You will find more strength in those moments. We have the King of Cups here. The King of Cups, the Eight of Swords. So yeah, there's definitely an energy here of feeling stuck, feeling like you're not really sure how to move forward, afraid to move forward with something. You could be having some brain fog. Let's go ahead and clarify the Prince of Cups or the Page of Cups. You could be having some type of brain fog. You could be feeling kind of like for the next 30 days, you can just be feeling like, I don't know what up or down is. I don't know if this is going to work out. I don't know, you know, what's going on in this person's head. I don't know if that was the right decision for me to make, whatever. And that's because you're kind of supposed to sit with that energy. You're not really supposed to know what's going on in someone else's head until they actually spill it out. There's someone who will spill it out. They'll spill it out. They'll spill it out. As long as you sit with yourself and you focus on yourself, Aries, you practice some introspection, some research on yourself, searching within yourself and being patient. Because I see that the Page of Cups also means, you know, just emotional patience, learning to be patient. Watching what you say, watching how you act. Again, no sudden movements. Don't try to force anything, right? But then we have the King of Cups. So to me, this is showing me that there will be a reconciliation, or there will be a coming together of energies for you. And it's all going to come together the moment that you take charge of your emotions and think before you speak. When you finally open yourself to understanding that the things that people say to you, you have to, you know, decide, do I want to take it seriously or not? Should I take it seriously or not? This is all about, you go from the Page of Cups to the King of Cups. Control. There's something with a lack of emotional control. And it has a lot to do with how you move when things are not going so well, how you move and how you speak when you feel upset or sad. You have the Knight of Cups and the Princess of Swords clarifying the Page of Cups. So yeah, being more open to having heart-to-heart conversations. If you're going to offer a conversation with someone, make sure that it's compassionate. And there are those of you who are just like, I'm not doing that. And it's probably because Mars, your ruling planet, is like compassion. Like, what? No, that's not my thing. That's not my style. You know what I mean? So it can really feel foreign to you, Aries. Let's clarify the Ace of Swords. But this is what this Aquarius full moon is asking of you. It's saying, hey, Aries, calm down. Hey, Aries, say sorry. Hey, Aries, get a little mushy, right? Hey, Aries, maybe the Aquarius new moon is, or full moon is saying, hey, Aries, just press pause before you say that. Yes, I know that they probably deserve it, but hey, don't say it. Don't do it. That can be so annoying But Aquarius in the moon is like, oh well. Because Aquarius energy, you know, at its core, at its essence, is so balanced. It's so giving, is so understanding. I feel like with this Aquarius energy and the moon, it's like it understands everybody. Just understands everybody. It gets along with everybody. It understands, you know, everyone's triggers, everyone's, you know, pet peeves, right? Oh my gosh, there's a fly that came in here from outside. Now that's annoying, right? And this fly has been sitting next to me for a while on the, you know, sitting on the, just kind of chilling on the floor. And I could have acted on it and tried to shoo it away, but I didn't, because I'm just like, you know what? It's not the time. So again, there could be things that because I don't like flies, guys. I don't like flies in my house. They can stay outside. But there can be like flies in your life, or things like little thoughts could be like flies in your life where you're like, ooh, I really just want to swat it, or I just want to shoo it away, or you know what I mean? But you don't, because it's like, you know what? I'm not even going to be out of sorts about something so small. I'll deal with it later, right? I'll deal with it at the right time. Three of Wands, clarifying the Ace of Swords. So this is about getting clarity about the future. So yes, the answers that you need, they're there. They're gonna, you know, those gifts will be open up to you. They will be offered to you, right? They're just being wrapped up. They're getting prepared for you. Yeah, we have the Death card. So whatever information that you receive in the future, and I feel like this is very soon. Yeah, Seven of Wands. It's going to open up a road. The answers that you are looking for when you do receive them, because you will receive them, is going to pave the way to something better for you in the future, either with this person currently or with a new person. Okay, this could be, you know, whatever answers you seek, it will show you where you need to go, probably to help you to make plans for the next 3 months or the next 3 years. Okay. Let's clarify the King of Cups. This is going to be a huge change when you receive these answers. And I just get that it's going to be very positive. It's going to be positive. And others of you, Aries, you're the one that's going to be giving somebody information. You're going to be opening up and giving someone information. Now, you may want to give somebody information now, but this is not the time. I think you just need to save it and wait for the opportune moment when they open up those doors of conversation. Okay? But it's going to be a very transformative time. It's going to be a time of great change for you. You're not going to see things the way you used to. You're not going to be the same person that you were before you got this information. But as you move forward, make sure it's all positive. So I do get the sense that there is someone here. They may have a lot of Cancer or Pisces in their chart, or water in their chart. Yeah. And you know, we have the King of Swords, clarifying the King of Cups. Could be that there's someone who's been observing you very closely, and they really care about you. Could be a Cancer, could be an Aquarius. This is someone that you have some type of, this could be a very traditional family relationship. This could be a grandparent. This could be your parent, okay, where you guys are reconciling with your parents. Maybe you guys just don't get along with your parents, or you have a parent who's very angry. I don't know, but there is some ego. You have the Sun in Gemini. So you could be dealing with a Gemini. You have the King of Wands. You could be dealing with a Leo or a Sagittarius, the Eight of Swords, Aquarius again, and the Hierophant. So I'm just getting that there are those of you, Aries, where you could be dealing with multiple people, or you could just be dealing with one person, and, you know, they have a lot of passion for you, or you have a lot of passion for them, and they do pay close attention to you, right? And we have the Magician here. This is Mercury. The Hierophant is showing me here also that there's marriage between you, or maybe there's an engagement. There is a preparation for marriage, or some type of traditional like family living situation. If you're not married to this person yet, maybe you have children with them. But someone really wants to reconcile with you. Someone just wants to be on the same page with you, or is vice versa. And you're, you know, you or this other person have been like very calculative and, you know, just very not impressed with the other person for whatever reason. But there is this need for forgiveness. There is this, you know, reconciliation here, and really seeing yourself. And you may see this person, or this person may see you like you're toxic or you're never going to change, whatever. But it's like, I'm just getting from what my ancestors are saying is that balance is needed, patience is needed, having a strategy, having a plan, whether it's an exit plan or a plan before you know, get into a situation or get into a relationship or a business partnership. Open yourself to new things. That's your advice. Let's pull 2 more cards for your advice, Aries. Open yourself to new beginnings. Open yourself to new possibilities. If you've blocked yourself off, like, well, I'm never gonna get married, or I'm never gonna have kids, or, you know, this person's never gonna change, or I'm never gonna be able to get this job, or whatever. You've already closed yourself off. You've already closed that door by affirming that to yourself. The Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. You want your cup to be full? Well, you need to open up those floodgates of abundance and opportunity. You need to detach yourself emotionally from something. And I mean, like, if you have been isolating yourself, Aries, or if you've been feeling stuck, you got the Eight of Swords 3 times in your reading. You have 3 8s. So I'm just getting that when it comes to your abundance and going after what you want or getting what you want, you really need to kind of take charge of your emotions. You need to take charge of your emotions, because your anger or resentment or sadness or regrets or whatever is just kind of keeping you in at a stalemate with somebody. And whether you choose to walk away from this person or not, or whether you've already walked away from them or not, don't stay focused on what didn't work out, right? So if you're kind of stuck on something emotionally in a negative way, that's going to be a block for you during this month of August before we hit September. So you need to open yourself to new possibilities, Aries. Open yourself to things working out for the better. Open yourself up to, maybe it's, again, you opening yourself to someone who really wants to work things out with you, but, you know, you may not really see eye to eye. But I do sense that there's a lot of love here. I really do. There's a lot of care and support, but you or someone else could be being a little bit harsh on the situation, or maybe you're just being too hard on someone, or they're being too hard on you. But this is not the time to try to force somebody to see your point of view at all, whether you're the person trying to get somebody to understand that you care and that you want to reconcile with them, or that you want to be on the same page with them, or whether it's you forcing somebody to understand that they did wrong, or that you were offended by. Maybe, again, I'm also getting, Aries, maybe somebody didn't really do anything wrong, or like recently, but you see it as wrong. You take it as wrong, or maybe it's vice versa with somebody else. Don't let your emotions guide you at this time. Let your soul control your emotions. Connect with your soul. Your soul will always guide you down the right path, but you have to let go of your pride. Okay, so pull yourself away from people or from this person, and you just give space. You just give space. You do your thing. You do what you need to do to improve yourself. If there's somebody who's complaining about you, or, you know, offended or something like that, listen, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you're not you're not offending anybody, you're not disrespecting anybody, and you're just doing the best that you can, then that's all that you can do. Okay. You're not here to please anybody. You're here to grow with whoever wants to grow with you. Okay. That's all. You're not here to please anybody, no matter what end of that spectrum you're on. Okay, whether you're the victim in a situation of somebody not really being fair to you and seeing your point of view and seeing your side, or whether it's you, being upset with somebody and maybe not seeing their side. I don't know. But anyway, Aries, I hope that made sense. Much love and light to all of you. I wish you guys the very best of luck on this journey. Stay safe, stay healthy, and hope to see you guys in your next reading. Bye, Aries.